Hello, I'm Michael Reilly, and welcome to my studio. Everything. I've been creating, painting, constructing since I've been in kindergarten, if not earlier. It was in kindergarten in Mrs. Gardner's class. At that time, my mother was reading to me Stuart Little by E.B. White, and I was always intrigued by how, in order for Stuart to have something, his dad had to construct it. Mrs. Gardner, what she had in her room was a table filled with yarn and scrap throwaway things, Dairy Queen spoons, little brass rings, pipe cleaners, and when you finished your worksheet, you could go to the craft table and build something. What I built was, with the Dairy Queen spoon, a Stuart Little riding a bicycle. And I still have it, and I remember getting like crazy praise for it, and I think that might have been the catalyst for the way I still work today. I often have a table in the studio filled with junk that other people would be thinking should be thrown away, and I save it, and somehow it winds up in my artwork. I call it contrived serendipity in a way. So whenever I'm getting hooked up with something and I don't know the color or how to find the solution to a painting or a problem with it that I set up for myself, I dig through that box of craft pile stuff, and I often find the color that I'm looking for, the solution to it. Ralph Steadman, I like a lot, and my professor at Keene State, Robert Newman, he is the main impetus of why I am still painting today, is through his inspiration. He was an incredibly difficult professor, a huge workhorse, but that's why I'm still painting, because of him. He was a colorist. This is one of his works in his book, and so that's the main direction of my work now, is really color. That was part of the serendipity. You never know where your next bit of inspiration is going to come from. It could be from going for a walk, listening to some music. It was over 15 years ago now, I was at the recycling center at the Keene dump, and they have a big giant box of throwaway books. And on top, I found many amazing books on there. That particular day, on top of that box was this book of black and white photography book of the jazz greats from 1939. And immediately when I picked it up, I've always been a lover of jazz for a very young age with my dad. And when I saw this book, I just knew that I had to start painting this stuff. And that is the inspiration for the jazz series. And it is still going out. It was Dave Brubeck, Things Ain't the Way They Used to Be, is one of the songs that really got me crazy about jazz. Probably the Audrey's project. I got commissioned to do a painting for a restaurant. It was a brand new restaurant getting built, and they had my work in mind for when they constructed the restaurant, and they had this empty wall that was about 40 feet long, and so I got commissioned to do a painting for that wall that was 4 feet by 32 feet long, and I had this vision of what I wanted to do with it, vintage photographs of the restaurant. We were going to blow them up big, and then I was going to paint and collage into it. I did a mock-up of it, a full-scale mock-up, and we got into the space with the owner, and we both decided it didn't work. It wasn't right. So then I had to go back from scratch and start all over again, and that was a good thing because it came out much better. My jazz mentor is Scott Mullett, I'd have to say. Scott Mullett's from Keene. He started the Keene Jazz Orchestra. We've done a lot of projects together, and he really took me underneath his wing, and we did a lot of collaborations together, hanging big giant paintings at his concerts. We started a project where we would go into the elementary schools, and the teachers would be doing a jazz project with them, would show up. He would play saxophone and talk about jazz and how jazz and saxophone is important to him, and then I would share my my paintings with the students, and then the students would get a chance to paint. So this is Scott Mullett here with the saxophone, and so he's one of my main mentors when it comes to jazz, and so I was super excited I got to do the cover art for his CD. Your work matters, it's important. Keep showing up. You'll do it. But it takes a community to do it. So it's here at the studio, I'm pretty lucky. I've got, there's 4 of us that share the studio space together. So the community of it's great, and we all help each other and lift each other up and find opportunities for each other and have shows and learn from each other just by being here. Where none of this of your work is created in a vacuum. It's created with camaraderie of friends, and we need each other to get better at this. You can't do it by yourself.
Thank you.
Go.
Perfect. Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Those were good questions.
Thank you.